Hey everybody, Tom here with Hidden Beats, and today we're talking with Kyle McKearney. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. It's starting to get some nice weather outside, so things are looking up.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's been quite cold for us the last 3 weeks or so, and this is just nice.
We've had kind of random weather. We get random snowstorm, and then all of a sudden rain, and then it's all like +3. And who knows what's going on with the weather?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, it's nice here now. It's
hmm
My kid doesn't like it because he has to go outside. He likes to stay inside for recess.
Okay, yeah. My dogs are loving going outside now, so that's kind of a bonus. I can actually do stuff with them out there.
Yeah, no doubt.
hmm So, for those who are new to this episode or you in general as a musician, can you give a little bit of a intro about yourself and just what you do?
Yeah, I'm a roots Americana artist from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I write songs about my experiences in my life, and it's all kind of very alternative country rock sounding. So yeah, I think that's kind of it in a nutshell. Sorry, that's my little guy in the background here. He likes to here. Let's say hi. You
Oh,
say hi,
hello.
John. Hi, hi. Hey, go watch cartoons. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it. Do the alt country thing.
hmm And how'd you get into music? Did you have like a musical family growing up?
I did, yeah. My grandparents earned a living playing music. My dad as well. My dad spent 8 years in Nashville, and so I was born and raised in it. And I think, yeah, my great grandfather actually came here from Ireland and was a fiddle player, whiskey drinker.
Yeah. I mean, Ireland whiskey makes sense.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to fiddle. I've always loved the sound that you can get from playing that. It's just something I've never actually got around to trying.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. Me neither.
I'd like to
Hey.
think I'm partially musically inclined. I used to play the drums once upon a time, and I played a saxophone for 10 minutes while I was trying to learn that. And
Oh, cool.
hmm
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I started on drums as well. Drums are a good foundation, you know.
hmm
I I I think every kid wants to be a drummer, you know.
Yeah, just to get out a little bit of extra energy and bang some stuff.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I learned drums, and then I found my love for guitar really early. I was like 10 years old, and I just picked it up and never put it down. I used to play for 6 hours a day. I used to just learn songs and write songs. And yeah, it was early for me, and I loved it.
hmm So what is your writing process like? Do you like to lock yourself away and just write as much as you can, or just take from things as they come?
Yeah, I think I kind of piece things together. I get inspirations or lyric ideas or little snippets of a melody or a whole idea, and I'll just kind of voice memo them real quick,
hmm
and then I'll do that a whole bunch, and I'll get a whole bunch of little snippets and little ideas and threads, and then the work part, I'll sit down and kind of start going through them and going, oh, I like that, I like that, I like being away from it from a second because it really gives you objectivity, kind of that bird's eye view, and when you listen back and you go, oh, that's good, or no, that's really bad. But I may have thought it was really good in the moment, but lots of the time it's not, and vice versa. Things that you were like, this is kind of, you're like, holy, that's pretty good. So stay away from it from a sec, go back to it, and then start doing the work where you start to break it down and start to, develop these ideas.
hmm Is there ever been a track where you've thought it's great, but you just have a really hard time kind of putting the finishing touches on it and finishing it off?
Yeah, I guess there has, maybe in my younger days. I don't usually finish those ones. I Merle Haggard said it best. He said, "What? Don't sweat out a bad one. You might miss a good one." You know?
Sense, yeah.
Yeah. So I think sometimes sometimes it does happen that way though, where you're like, you know, where you know it's good, but it's hard to articulate it. It's hard to finish and figure out what it is that you're trying to say, or those last, like, parts in the melody or something like that. That does happen for sure.
How do you overcome that type of hurdle?
I think I usually just let it be, and it'll come when it's time, right?
Kind of flushes itself out a little bit.
It does, yeah. Your brain processes while you're sleeping and while you're just existing. So
Hmm.
it just happens eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, and so one of the main reasons we're here to talk today is you have an upcoming album, a Travelers Lament, I think it was called. That's what I have in my
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. It's the first time I've ever made a second record. I've been in other projects before,
Hmm.
and I've never got the opportunity to make a second record. So it's very exciting for me, first of all. And the record is just a collection of songs about. That's why I named it a Traveler's Lament. I started hearing a theme as I was listening through it, and kind of realizing that it was like about, the struggles of being a artist on the road, and the beauty in that as well, and kind of that the irony and the want to do it, and the difficulty that comes with it. And so it's kind of yeah, there's a lot of pain and suffering, gloom and doom, but there's a lot of hope, and a lot of value, a lot of lessons in there as well. So
And I'm assuming you probably took some of this from your own personal experiences on top of just the general artist experience. So how do you balance bringing yourself into a piece of work, but also keeping your boundaries and not fully giving yourself over, like kind of giving yourself that gap in between?
I don't think I do that. I think that
Just give right
I
in.
just, I give it all. Yeah. All my songs are about my experience, or things that I have, experienced vicariously, or nothing is separate from me. It's all part of my life and my experience. I don't do that. Like, I used to write songs, just to write songs and get good at writing songs, and try and make hits and make money and be successful. And that was my focus for a long time. And I gave all that up a few years ago, and I don't care about that anymore. So I just write from the heart, and write, say what I want to say, and what's speaking to me, you know?
Yeah, I think if you put enough of yourself into something, it shows a little bit more genuine connection with the song, which allows other people to connect with it in their own way too.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I hope that people can hear their story and my stories, and I hope that they can, connect, and find maybe something they're looking for, or just enjoy them.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to some of your catalog on Spotify when I was researching for the interview here, and I definitely I love the sound of your voice and the way you put everything together, and it hits a little bit more for me because just that feel that you have in your song, I can feel that when I'm listening to it.
Awesome. Thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
Is there any specific kind of artist or even genre that's helped influence? I mean, obviously country and rock, but a specific zone that's helped influence your music over the years?
Yeah, I mean, especially over the last few years, it's been the Americana stuff. Like, I just love Chris Stapleton, and Jason Isbell and Brandy Carlisle, and I love so many others, Shaky Graves. I love the Eagles. I'm a huge Eagles fan, and I think that's where I first fell in love with the cross of country and rock and roll, you know.
Hmm.
was that band, because they just kind of did their own thing and did it their way, and it's great, and I love that music.
Yeah, they just did a tour recently, I think, when they were playing the whole Hotel California album from front to back or something like that. And it sucked because I couldn't get out to actually go see them live just doing that. That would have been fun.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Me too. I've never seen them. I wanted to see them with Vince Gill really bad, but never got to.
Yeah, that would have been fun for sure. Is there
Yeah.
a specific kind of moment when you're putting this album together, like one that's really memorable? You put that track together and you're like, man, that's going to be the one that people love.
Um, I think I felt that way about Left. I really I really like that song. I still enjoy that song. I feel like that's one of the best songs I've ever written. And I remember feeling that way when I wrote it. That was the kind of song that keeps you up at night, and just it actually woke me up in the middle of the night, and it was like, hey, you got to write me right now. And I grabbed a guitar and wrote it right in the middle of the night, and while tracking it, we were, yeah, pretty pumped on it. Just thought it was special for sure.
No, it sounds like just the way I'm watching you talk about it, it sounds like it definitely hit a little bit extra hard for you.
Yeah, it's a good one. I love that song. I'm proud of it.
What's your album and how with an album or within a track?
Oh, sorry, can you say that again? You're just breaking up a little bit.
My mic's being a little bit hectic here. All right, is that better?
Yeah,
All right, so what's your thought on collaborations and guest appearances and things like that when you're putting together an album?
I like that. I like anytime you get to like hang out with other artists, it's fun, you know. I always find it's so funny. I was at this thing the other night at a gig, and it was like three other like, you know, pretty amazing, successful artists in Canada here, and at the start it was like, everyone was like, yeah, just kind of feeling each other out, and there's a lot of like kind of tension just because we don't really know each other, and we're all, feeling important, and feeling like we need, our space, and all these kinds of small feelings. And then as soon as we get out there together and we're all playing together, it's like we're instantly just like family,
Hmm.
it's it's interesting. So I love doing that. I love collaborating, and I love having that connection with other like-minded folks, and just the spirit of it is really neat. The way you get to connect, it's pretty special. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I find it real interesting just how music can all of a sudden, someone picks up a guitar and then you're like, oh damn, okay, and then you pick up, everyone starts playing and it just turns into a nice big jam fest almost. And it's just so easy to go from not talking to the person next to you and then having fun with the guitar.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. It's interesting. It's a way to communicate where you don't have to, do the everyday talk. It's just a different way of communicating, and it's cool.
Yeah, small talk can sometimes be a lot.
Yeah, yeah, takes
So
energy.
being in Calgary, there's obviously a very large, music scene out there. What do you think of the industry now and the music scene now coming out of COVID with everyone getting out there and doing their thing?
I think it's it was very, very busy. Like when it first opened up, it was crazy. Like you couldn't, you know, the the venues and festivals, they couldn't book enough artists. They didn't have enough artists for the amount of festivals and shows that were happening. So that was really cool to see, and we all got to play a lot and see each other again. It was really nice. I think that things are leveling out now, and that it'll just, kind of be the normal the normal amount again, which is great as well. I mean, it's just nice to be playing, is the bottom line. It's nice to be connecting with fans and connecting with your band,
Mhm.
Missed that a lot. So it's so nice to get back together and just play for an audience.
Yeah, nothing like a live concert, the feel of the music kind of beating through your chest with the speakers, things like that. It makes a whole different feeling for sure.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what we all do this for, you know.
Mhm. What do you think it takes to succeed in the industry now? I mean, there's so much, it's almost oversaturated in some places with music. So, what do you think it takes to stand out?
Oh, I don't know if I'm the best guy to ask that. I don't really know. All I know is that the best thing for me is just to not think about anything like that and just do what I do and be myself and be honest, you know, and just try and dig deeper into that the farther you go, I guess. I don't have much advice for how to stand out. I don't even know if I stand out. You know?
I mean, you have a pretty dedicated fan base right now. I'd say you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I think that that's a result of just connecting with them and telling them the truth and you know, writing music that I care about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice that you might give to an up and coming artist with all the stuff you've probably learned throughout the years?
Yeah, I think the most important thing would just be you know, don't sweat it too much and that you have a lot of time, even though it may not seem like it. And I would say that yeah, again, just do what's true to you and hopefully you're in it for the art and the music and not the glamour, you know. And if you are, then good on you. But you know, I don't have any advice for that. I just have advice for if you love music and that's what you want to do, I think just do it honestly and work hard at it.
Mhm. Because glamour does not come easy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I have a couple fun questions I do like to ask. Gives a little bit more insight to you personally.
Okay.
So my favorite one, because it's almost like a selfish question for me.
Yeah.
What's something on your go-to playlist that people might not expect that you're listening to?
Oh, that's interesting. I listen to this is strange, but I listen to my son's playlist a lot because he has it on all the time. So this isn't
Okay.
by choice. This is like just by circumstance. And you know, he's got all the Roblox and all the kids stuff, all the songs like that on there. I think
Mhm.
I go to I think you'd expect what I would go to. I go to like, you know, Americana, I go to North Americana on Sirius XM, I go to Renegade Folk and I go
Okay.
to you know, lots of the country ones too, just to check them out. But those are the main ones I like. I like Renegade Folk a lot. That's a good one.
Is there a favorite song you have that you've put on repeat maybe a little bit more than others recently?
Before Lainey Wilson blew up, I loved her song Rolling Stone, and I played that song a lot, and we learned it actually. My wife sings it, and so that I love that tune.
Yeah, Lainey's been on a tear recently.
Yeah, it's wild. It's awesome.
Mhm.
I was messaging her on Instagram, like before she blew up and stuff, because our band, I had a video of that song that we had covered, and I sent it to her, and she was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" And I got to chat with her a little bit.
Yeah, we actually did an interview with her, I think just before she blew up also. So it's
Nice.
fun to see just where people go if the right push is there.
Yeah, totally.
Now, because you've had a few years in the industry, this one might be fun too. Is what is a question that you think should be asked more during interviews that's not asked enough?
Wow. I don't know. I like the fun ones. I like the rapid fire ones and the fun ones. I think they're cool. And I think I like I don't know about a specific question, but I like if they care about your craft and it feels like they actually want to know about you, not just, rifling off questions. So, any question that falls into that atmosphere is a good question, I would say.
Yeah, it's one thing having a cookie cutter question, but then trying to learn more about the actual person, and that's one thing I always try to,
Yeah,
because I like to know more about you. I mean, I listen to your music, and now I want to know you and why you put your music together the way you do.
yeah, right. That's awesome.
Hmm. And my last kind of most important question, I guess, is what keeps you going and wanting to keep doing music?
I think just the love of it and the thrill of it, and it's just fun to see what you can do, and to create something out of nothing is quite a thrill. And I love that. And I think my main motivation for success, like, is just so that I can keep doing it because I love it a lot. And you know, getting to do more records and keep going is my motivation.
Hmm. And kind of a second point to that one, I guess, would is what would you be doing if you weren't doing music?
Oh man.
This one's always the hardest. Where I don't ask it often because I usually get a lot of the same type of hard one to answer.
No, for me it's because I do other, like, I do renos, like I really like I just like art. I like making things beautiful, and so I like taking, like, old houses and renovating them, and doing all the trade work and stuff. I do a lot of that stuff, like plumbing and electrical and painting and drywall, and I do all that stuff. So I would probably be flipping houses, you know, or
Hmm.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, working with your hands and getting a little sweat
Yeah,
on, and
I enjoy it. Yeah. I kind of grew up farming and stuff, and like cattle farming and working on, yeah, my grandparents' farm. So
no, that's pretty good. I mean, I've also actually started doing a little bit of drywall and stuff like that myself, and I built or helped build I have a newborn daughter, 4 months now, so we helped build like a nursery
nice.
for her and everything, and it was,
Awesome.
yeah, fun to do that type of stuff.
Pretty neat. Hey, yeah. Congrats. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks. It's been interesting for sure. So
Yeah, it's
that's,
wild. You wait.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's only she's getting close to wanting to crawl, so we're waiting for
That's
her to zoom
awesome.
around and start chasing the dogs around and see how that goes.
Oh yeah. It's the best, man.
Hmm. I mean, so that's all I really wrote down on my list of topics here to talk about. Is there any last notes you might want to give to listeners new and old, and tell everybody where they can find you in social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure. All my socials are at I'm Kyle McKearney. So the letter I, the letter M, and then my name. So it's like, Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, you can listen to my music anywhere you listen to music. So all the platforms, and I have a website. It's I'm KyleMcKearney.com. And you can always see my shows and my merch store. You can check out, my CDs. I have a vinyl now. I'm excited about that. It's my first vinyl,
Hmm.
this new record. Yeah, pretty sweet.
And the new record's coming out on the 31st, I think I read.
31st, it'll be available. Yeah. So you can pre-order whatever you want if you want, or you can just say hi.
Well, we'll definitely make sure to link as much as we can in the description so people can get a little taste of a new album. And I'm definitely excited for it, and I know it's going to go over pretty well.
Awesome. Thanks.
Well, this was great, and I hope we'll have another conversation at some point. I'm sure, because it's always great to catch up with everyone and just what's going on in the world.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate the time, and Yeah, we'll chat soon, Tom.
Just nice talking to you, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Okay, see you, buddy.
All right, bye.